Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hare Guruvayurappa Sharanam. Now this is the Saka 88 Santhanagopaalam part 2, where we will be listening to the Narayaneeyam slogas with meanings here. प्रागेवाचार्यपुत्रा हृदि निशमनया स्वीयषट् सूनुवीक्षां काङ्क्षन्त्या माधुरुक्त्या सुतलभुवि बलिं प्राप्य तेनार्चितस्त्वं थादुशाबाद् हिरण्यान्वितकशिपु भवान् शौरिजान् कंसभग्नान् आनीयैनान् प्रदर्श्य स्वपदमनयथाः Purvaputran Mariche. Thy mother had long back heard of thy having brought back thy teacher Sandipani's son, and she decided to see her 6 dead sons. By thy mother's words, thou went to Sutala land and met Mahabali and were greatly honored by him. From there, thou brought back the 6 sons who were originally Marichi's sons and were later born to Hiranyakashipu by a curse of Brahma. They later took birth as Vasudeva Devaki's sons who were killed by Kansa. Thou took them to thy abode. श्रुतदेव इति श्रुतं द्विजेन्द्रं बहुलाश्वं नृपतिं च भक्तिपूर्णं युगपत्वमनुग्रहीतु कामो मिथिलां प्रापित तापसैः समेदः. With the desire to bless both the great well-known Brahman Shrutadeva and the deeply devoted king Bahulaswa, thou went to Mithila along with many hermits. गच्छन्तु मूर्तिरुभयोः युगपन्निकेदम् एकेन भूरि विभवैः विहितोपचारः अन्येन तद्दिन वृथैश्च फलौ धनाद्यैः तुल्यं प्रसेदित ददाथ च मुक्तिमाभ्याम्. Thou went to the house of both of them at the same time by assuming 2 identical forms. One, the king received and worshipped thee with plenty of rich offerings, while the other, the Brahmana, worshipped thee and offered to thee the fruits and rice and other things obtained as alms that day. Thou were equally pleased with both of them and bestowed mukti, that is liberation, on them. भूयोदद्वारवत्यां द्विजतनयमृतिं त्वत्प्रलापानभित्वं को वा दैवं निरुन्ध्याद् इति किल कथयन् विश्ववोडाप्यसोडाः जिष्णोर्गर्वं विनेदुं त्वयि मनुजधिया कुण्ठितां चास्य बुद्धिं तत्त्वारूढां विधातुं परमदमपदप्रेक्षणेनेति मन्ये. Again, in Dwaraka, there was a Brahmin whose children died just when they were born. To the wails and lamentations of the father, thou had just to say that who could resist fate. Maybe I believe that you did this only to humble Arjuna's pride. Arjuna's mind was blundered into thinking that thou were merely a human being. To curb his pride and to take him to the high level of realizing the truth, thou showed him the supreme about Vaikuntha. Nashta ashtasya putraah punarabhitava tubekshaya kashtavadah spashto jado jananam atatadavasare dwaragamarpartha मैत्र्या तत्रोषितोऽसौ नवमसुदमृदौ विप्रवत्य प्ररोदं श्रुत्वा चक्रे प्रतिज्ञाम् अनुपहृतसुत सन्निवेश्ये कृशानुम्. People began to speak ill of thee at thy indifference towards the Brahmin even after he had lost 8 sons. At that time, Arjuna came and stayed at Dwaraka on a friendly visit. when he heard the wailing and lamentations of the Brahmin on having lost his ninth son, he was very much moved. He vowed to bring back the son, failing which he would immolate himself in fire. मानीस त्वामपृष्टा द्विजनिलयगदो बाणजालेर्महास्त्रैः रुन्धानः सूदिगेहं पुनरपि सहसा दृष्टनष्टे कुमारे यां यामैन्द्रीं तथान्याः सुरवरनगरीर्विद्यया साध्य सद्यो मोहोद्योगप्रदिश्यन् हुदभुवि भवदा सस्मिदं वारिदो भूद. When the 10th child was to be born, the proud Arjuna went to the Brahmin's house without telling thee. He made a protective web with his arrows and divine missiles around the labor room. Again, suddenly the child's body disappeared. Immediately, Arjun, with his yogic powers, went in search of the infant to the houses of Yama, Indra, and other gods. As all his efforts were in vain, he was about to enter the fire when those smilingly prevented him from doing so. Sardam tena pradijim dishamadijavina syandanenabhiyado लोगालोकं व्यतीतः तिमिरभरमतो चक्रदाम्ना निरुन्धन् चक्रां शुक्लिष्टदृष्टिं सिदमधविजयं पश्य पश्येदिवारां पारे त्वं प्राददर्श किमबहितमसां दूरदूरं पदं ते. Though rode with Arjuna on a very fast chariot and went past the mountain Loka towards the west. The intense darkness there, though removed by the splendor of the Sudarshana discus, Arjuna's eyes were dazzled as he stood there. Though showed him the indescribable abode beyond the casual waters, which was unaffected by the darkness of ignorance or the tamas guna. तत्रासीनं भुजङ्गाधिप शयनतले दिव्यभूषायुधाद्यैः आवीदं पीतचेलं प्रतिनवजलदश्यामलं श्रीमदङ्गं मूर्तीनामीशितारं परमिह तृष्णामेकमर्थं श्रुतीनां त्वामेव त्वं परात्मन् प्रियसखसहितो निमिथ क्षेमरूपं. हरे नमः. There seated was he on the bed constituted of the king serpent Adishesha. He was adorned with ornaments and divine weapons and yellow silk garment. Goddess Lakshmi was at his side and his form had the splendor of dark flesh. Rain-bearing clouds, he is the supreme ruler over the trinity of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesha and is the sole subject of all the Vedas and scriptures. To that being, the embodiment of moksha and identical to thyself, thou and their dear friend Arjuna prostrated. युवामामेव द्वावधिकविवृतान्तर्हिततया विभिन्नौ सन्द्रष्टुं स्वयमहमहार्षं द्विजसुतान् नयेदं द्रागेदान् इति खलु विदीर्णान् पुनरमून् द्विजायादायादाः प्रणुदमहिमा पाण्डुजनुषा. The two of you are myself alone. In one, the divinity is potent and it is latent in the other. So you two seem different. To meet you, I myself took away the sons of Brahmin. You may now take them away. With such words, the Supreme Lord gave away the children which thou gave back to the Brahmin, while Arjuna sang thy glory. Here, Sri Krishna, being constituted of pure sattva, the divinity in him is fully manifest, while the divinity in Arjuna is obstructed because his mind is made up of rajas and tamas also in addition to sattva. एवं नानाविहारैः जगदभिरमयन् वृष्णिवंशं प्रपुष्णन् ईजानो यज्ञभेदैः अतुलविहृतिभिः प्रीणयन्नेण नेत्राः भूभारक्षेपदम्बाद् पदकमलजुषां मोक्षणायावतीर्णः पूर्णं ब्रह्मैव साक्षात् यदुषु मनुजदाः Rushidastvam velasihi. In this manner, though delighted the world by various sportive activities, nurtured the Vrishni clan and performed many sacrificial rites and yajnas, though pleased the gazelle-eyed wives with unparalleled sportive endearments and on the pretext of unburdening the earth, gave liberation to many dependents and devotees, though the incarnate, infinite Brahman itself appeared in material form and shone though the veil of a human form amongst the Yadavas. प्रायेण द्वारवत्याम् अमृतदयि तदा नारदस्तोत्रसार्त्रः तस्माल्लेभे कदाचित् खलु सुकृतनिधिः त्वत्पिता तत्त्वबोधं भक्तानामग्रयायी स च खलु मदिमान् उद्धवस्तत्त्व एव प्राप्तो विज्ञानसारं स किल जनहितायाधुनास्ते बदर्याम्. O Lord, in those days, Narada, who mostly stayed in Dwaraka, was always engrossed in the bliss of thy worship. Once, thy meritorious father attained insight and illumination from him, who is the foremost among the devotees. The most distinguished among the intellect, Uddhava, attained enlightenment from instructions given by thee directly. It is believed that he is still residing in Badrikashrama for the benefit of the world. Soyam Krishnāvataro Jayati Tava Vibho Etra Sauhardabhidi Snehatveshanuraga Pravriti Viradutulaihi Ashramayir Yoga Bedaihi Artim Dirtva Samastam Amritapadamagu Sarvada Sarvaloga Sattvam Vishwarti Shandyai Pavanapurapade Bhakti Purtyai Chabhuya. O infinite Lord, thy exalted incarnation as Krishna shines in all its uniqueness, where all people everywhere effortlessly overcome all sorrows and attain spiritual union with various means of friendship, fear, love, hatred, attachment, and other unique methods. Hare, Lord of Guruvayur, for the removal of world sorrows, having thus incarnated, also deign to endo full devotion to me. Here we should see that Pandavas got liberation through friendship, Kamsa through fear, Shishubala through hatred, Nanda and Vasudeva through love, and the Gopikas through attachment. With this sloka, we have completed Dasaka 88 Santhanagopaalam, and to close this video, we will see the Purnatrisha Bhajan song by Satishuris.
अतिरमणीयं तव तिरुरूपं पूर्णत्रैशहरे हरे कृष्णा पूर्णत्रैशहरे कुण्डलमण्डित तेजस्वरूपम् സ്വരൂപം പൂർണ്ണത്രൈശഹരേ ഹരേ കൃഷ്ണ പൂർണ്ണത്രൈശഹരേ. അറിവില്ലാതൊരു പൈതങ്ങൾ ഞങ്ങൾ അടിപണിയുന്നഖില